Hey, how's it going, everyone? Well, it's that time of year again, probably the most anticipated time of the year for most Kiwi hunters, I'd say. I'm actually doing something a bit different this time due to, I will say, unforeseen circumstances out of my control. Aaron and I had our annual raw trip booked and organised a couple of months ago now, but about a month ago I got informed that I need some pretty urgent surgery on my liver down in Christchurch. So I waited about a week for the phone call for the appointment, and you guessed it, Murphy's Law, the day of surgery is bang on the start of our raw trip, so they put the kibosh on that. So basically I've got 1 week before surgery, and it's mid-March now. It's probably about a week and a half earlier than ideal, but yeah, I thought I'd go down, try some bush stalking in the Marlborough Sounds. I haven't really done a lot of bush stalking over the last few years. I remember back when I started hunting in the mid-80s, when deer populations were at an all-time low, and at a time when to see a deer out in the open was just completely unheard of. So back then all our hunting was bush stalking. That was your only option back then, basically. So instead of this year lugging around a pack and living out of a tent for a week, I have the luxury of a caravan as a base camp, so which is quite cool, really. So I'll just do day trips from the caravan and see how we get on. Looking forward to it. Fantastic time of year. It took about 2 hours to get to the top ridge. The bush and scrub on the way up is not very pleasant. A lot of hands and knees crawling, but got up here and there's a few little open clearings up here, just reverting farmland, I think. But yeah, come over the top and snuck in on a mob of goats. Managed to get a arrow into a good billy from about 6-7 metres, I suppose. I was shooting straight down on him, so the arrow went down through his back and angled down into his chest cavity. He ran about only 40 metres and piled up. Awesome. Right there. There's the old fella there. Not a bad set of horns for a Marlborough goat. Pretty stoked with that. I filmed a few of those goats going about their business before, so here's a few sequences of goat antics. The cunning old matriarch. Bitch. halfway down the bush face now, and this spot here is probably it is the best spot on the whole face. Beautiful grass, still green, and there's not an ounce of deer sign on it, unfortunately. Always amazes me how spots like this, you know, they're out of the way. It's not like they're on the front country. Prime habitat, and there's no deer. It's weird. Bloody shame for me too. Oop. There's a goat right there. Skunked. Typical. Always when you're not ready. Oh well, that first day's bush stalking was a bit unsuccessful. Still can't believe there wasn't one bit of deer sign on that whole face. Spent the whole day up there. That was the first time I've been out in the hill for months, and put in a pretty big day walking up through that bush and all over the show. And I was going to go out again this morning, but quite frankly I was a wee bit knackered. So I just spent the day in the bay here just videoing some stuff. Here's a bit of Marlborough Sounds B-roll for you. Oh well, round 2 on the bush stalking. I picked another area off the map, just a random spot that to my mind looks good on the map. It's mainly Manuka, as you can see, but it's a bit more, I don't know, undulating and sort of hummocks and gullies rather than just a big steep face. So we'll give that one a go. I actually saw a pig on the road on the way here this morning, which was hard case. Standing out in the tar seal he was. Anyway, we'll catch you later. Well, I'm only about 20 minutes in, and although I haven't seen any sign, there's not even any old sign. The bush is much better than the other day. Lots of broadleafs and relatively open, just nice bush, so things are looking up. I saw a piece of deer poos before. In fact, it was 2 pieces of deer poo. I got quite excited. It's been ages since I've been so excited about a piece of deer poo. Some nice bush up here, just following a nice undulating ridge along here. Only 2 pieces, but it's better than nothing. Not far back to the truck now. Just come through about half hour of bloody giggy gig and supplejack. I hate that stuff. Man, it's slow going. Anyway, not much to report. Saw some more deer shit, but none of it was fresh, and I came across, it's very dry up here. I did come across a wallow hole. Well, it was a wallow hole once upon a time. I'd say if anything was in the area, it's that hot and dry that they'd be using it, so we'll call it low population, eh? I was thinking earlier on, you do it a couple of days like this where the hunting is really tough, and it really makes you appreciate the trips where you are seeing a lot of animals. Also got me thinking about the whole bush stalking thing versus open country hunting. I think with deer populations as good as they are nowadays, a lot of people are spoilt with good numbers of animals that are living out in the open, and it's kind of changed, especially from when I started, changed the way people hunt a lot. Like I said before, back then bush stalking was your main method of hunting, and nowadays open country and glassing. And then I started thinking about a lot of the young fellas nowadays. I reckon they're a bit spoilt in that it's all relative, of course, but a bit spoilt in that they've got access to really good deer populations at the moment that are living out in the open, unlike back in the day. I'm not saying it's any easier, but open country hunting is basically a lot of glassing to find your animals. Bush stalking, on the other hand, to my mind, makes you learn about animals, makes you learn about the country, vegetation, the weather. You got to put all these things together as you're hunting to be successful. I think there's just a lot more factors involved in securing an animal when you're bush stalking. I may be wrong, but don't get me wrong either. A lot of the young fellas nowadays are out there doing the hard yards. I really love seeing that. You know, young guys in their teens that are out there making their own mistakes, learning from them, and ultimately becoming much better hunters. So, but yeah, just two different schools of thought there, I think. Good morning. Okie doke, she's round 3 on the bush stalking today. New day, new spot off the map, new country. See how we go. That was much better going. I'm up on the main ridge again now, and about a kilometre along from those grassy clearings on the first day. So it's actually a really nice bush here, really nice bush. So I'll scoot along the main ridge there, stalk my way along, because it should be really open, and if there's any animals they'll be, you know, using the ridges, and have another look on those grassy clearings. I can't believe there wasn't a deer or two living on there the other day, so I couldn't help myself, came back for another look. Just thankful I found a better way up. Catch you soon. Here's something really random. A couple of small trees there that have obviously been cut by a chainsaw. The other half of it's down there. It's weird because I've seen no other sign of track work or anything up here. There's no dog track along the bridge here. No other signs of chainsaw or slashes or markers on trees. Super random. Way up on top of this ridge. And there's a bloody chainsaw mark. So I'm just underneath the top high point now, and those grassy faces are only 100 metres away over the top. Stalked all the way along this ridge, and it's been really nice bush, but the only sign has been goats, so still the deer elude me. We'll carry on. Mist underneath. That was a good hit. Long shot too. Oh jeepers. Well, that was a good hit, just like I thought. Whoops a daisy. Yeah, you went about 80 metres. Double lung, I think, and maybe a bit of the heart, not sure. So that's cool. That's a long shot, that. Bang on target. Awesome. I'm almost back down to the road now. I zigzagged my way down through those grassy faces, trying to prove that there was some deer there, but there isn't. Not a scaricus sign. And no more goats. The goats are obviously all living up the top. So that's about it for day number 3. Couple of goats and a good old walk. Stretch your legs. Oh, that was hard case. I'm literally 50 metres from the road, and just before I was just about to jump on down to the road, I smelt a billy goat. Went back up the hill a wee way, following my nose, and found him about 50 metres up the hill in the bush here. I put a real good shot on him at about 15 metres, and right through the shoulder by the look, and he's just expiring over there now. I actually think he's done already. It's he only ran 20 metres. Last chance billy goat. Cool. There he goes. And there's the road right there. About 20 metres from the road. Hard case, isn't it? You bust your gut for hours getting up to a top ridge when you could shoot them 20 metres from the road. Mind you, you're not to know that, are you? Oh well, good. Top notch. There's a much cleaner look at him. Nice big billy. I'm wrapped. Awesome stuff. Love that bow. Another bonus for the end of the day. A dead stoat. They're nasty little buggers. I like seeing dead stoats. Haha. Hey yeah, good morning everyone. I'm just heading home now. I think that would have to be my shortest and worst draw for 30 odd years. Mind you, extenuating circumstances, I was a bit limited. So apologies for the lack of content there. I'll probably be out for 6 or 8 weeks recovering from this surgery, so but yeah, should be back out in the hill hopefully in time for our tar trip about late May, early June. All things going well, that is, so we'll catch you then. Uru.